All right, so we have no sound in our headset, and we never knew Eagle was actually buzzing us when we weren't supposed to be buzzed. Welcome back.
I hope we cut the buzzer off 17 times.
Like at least 17 times.
Major. Oh, here we go. There we go.
Music.
It's
Okay,
back.
so welcome back here. It is the playoff edition. Let's dive into it. We have a lot to get to for the Division D1, D2 playoffs. Stefano to my right, Simon and Peeze to my left.
What's up, Steph?
GM in the 2 o'clock position.
Hey, Eagle.
And in his Crips t-shirt, Eagle. No Eagle sound. Okay. Perfect. Let's dive into Div D2. Delayed Eagle sound. Let's dive into Div D2, guys. We'll go with the first matchup. Dream Breakers against Vic in the Box, which is Sunday, 6 p.m. Vic in the Box a bit banged up. We were questioning this team, gentlemen, how this would play for them this year. Here they are in the playoffs playing Dream Breakers. I'll start with you, Simon.
The entire season we said, "Oh, this team without Max Bureau is not the same."
I was lied to.
Yes,
I was lied to.
So Peeze has been saying this story, and honestly, I'll put my prendre blanc there. I didn't look it up to see if you were right or not. But today, as many of you know, I do like the awards and all-star selections, and I noticed that he has 9 games played. So I messaged Peeze saying,
But I will say,
"Hey Peeze, he's got 9 games played."
yes, he lied to me. But the thing is, they still haven't had a full roster all season because Shamar Josaints missed 3 games. Craig Browning now is injured. So, yes, Max Bira is the most important player on this team.
All right,
That
Steph,
said,
your thoughts.
Having all 3 guys would be better. Now, Stefan.
Yeah, honestly, if they had all 3 guys, you're saying Craig is no go for this matchup.
He's broken collarbone.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he's
he's
definitely not
literally wrapped up in a
I feel
cast.
sorry for
definitely
you,
not
Craig.
playing. All right, well, it's gonna make things a bit harder for them, but they have 2. If both Toussaint and Bura are there, the Style Strudo has many options. Because those guys could run any kind of route, and it could just make a difference, and that'll probably help them out in the end.
All right, so we have Balso Hard U against Voodoo. Now, Balso Hard, them two, a lot of questions, suspensions. They've been banged up, losing Don Benevento earlier this year. They're playing a Voodoo team that, with the connection of past years of the Zoo together in this roster, 6 p.m. Lachine 2. I start with you, PZ. Who do you like in this game? Don't pick the game, but just your quick analysis on Voodoo and Balso Hard.
So not who I like, just analysis.
Analysis, please.
Balso Hard, after a great first season, sort of like an up and down season, but that's perfect because they're playing Voodoo, who've done exactly the same thing. Neither team was expected to dominate, and so essentially we have a team where in Balso Hard U, sort of very energetic, where Voodoo under Frank K, very, very methodical, and we'll see which side that pans out.
Steph.
See, Balso Hard U has the problem that they don't have a healthy squad. Most of their guys are hurt. You got Anthony Lazara that's playing hurt. That's why he's playing quarterback. When do you see Anthony Lazara play quarterback? Very rarely, unless he has no choice because they didn't have enough players. They have Joe Buffon, which was their quarterback. He's also injured, but he plays through these injuries. So basically, the injuries are just going to take its toll and make the biggest difference for them in this matchup. But Voodoo, it's hit and miss. I mean, Frank K, he has games that he just lights out and he just has everything works for him. But if he gets shooken up early, it's over for the rest of the game. So if they get into his head early, that's the only way that I could see they overcome these injuries.
In my book, if they would have Joseph Buffoni, Don Benevento, by the way, is back. Might not be 100%, but close to. He played well on Tuesday night.
Someone's medical opinion.
Yeah. No, he played well.
He told us,
yeah. If he's going to be a big factor in this game, I think if Balso Hard U does what they do best and jump routes and be very, very aggressive underneath, they're going to frustrate Voodoo excessively, and their quarterback play won't matter as they will get 2-3 pick sixes.
Hold on. Keel's got
just
to work.
guess the
Yeah, I'm
word.
trying to get there. Every
Anyway,
time you call me back
Look
on
up
these.
exceedly.
Exceedly, please.
Exceedly.
What is that
How do you
word?
spell that?
It doesn't matter. Just look it up.
E-X-E-C.
And then make up a definition, please.
Excessively.
Yes. There we go.
Yes.
So the thing is also it's so weird to talk about a Voodoo game where we're not talking about Voodoo's injuries and not talking about Frank K's injuries. They're actually coming to the game the healthy team. So
which
that's
is crazy. Yeah, but I don't
Yes,
know.
Jim.
I looked it up. Google knows Simon was being a dumbass, so it auto-corrected me to excitedly because there are no results found for exceedably.
All right, speaking of being excited,
See how he
cheat
throws me under the
code.
bus right there? Google knows he's a
Against-
dumbass. Okay.
Cheat code against Grabouge. Who do you have, Stefano? Why? You don't have to pick the team, but who are your keys for this game?
Cheat code. See, now, Joe Kano at quarterback.
Joe Kano.
All right. He is, honestly, if I thought he was funny as a receiver, at quarterback, he just adds more entertainment. But he's also easily shaken. If it doesn't work out, he usually starts every game with a 40 bomb. And if it works, that means that it's going to be a good game. And if it doesn't work, it means it's going to be a bad game. So if he does that same thing, he's going to have to find ways for each situation to work in their favor. And they're playing against the Grabouge. That's, when I saw them last, they were not even possible that they would be in the playoffs, which was last season. This season's different, but last season was pretty bad. But they found different players, and Mr. Pierre, I forgot his first name, like Emmanuel Pierre.
Yeah.
He has to get the best out of his teammate.
So the thing is, I actually spoke to Joe Kano before this game, and he was telling me that, yeah, like, it's cool that they're doing well, but he's like, man, thing is, though, like, it would have been cool to, like, sort of compete in D1 and sort of go under the radar with a couple of losses and like go into the playoffs where no one expected anything. But now with all the expectations, it's definitely something to mitigate as they go into the playoffs. But whether or not Grabouge is the team to give them that challenge, that, you know, we'll have to see when we make our picks, because I'm not making a pick right now.
The thing with Mocon's Grubage,
yes,
is that it's a one-man show. And the problem is, as good as the quarterback is, it remains a one-man show. And Cheat Code has at least one or two guys that could hang with that one man, take him away, and force the quarterback to go elsewhere. Cheat Code, true to their name, have a few guys that don't belong in Division D. Like Falima, he's way too good, and they're going to take this game by storm. I don't see Grabouche scoring more than one touchdown.
So pick then from Simo.
No.
A lot of firepower on Cheat Code, that's for
You
sure.
better change it.
I said the same thing with John Guy. Look at me, bandwagon.
Wrecking Crew against Adonis A's. Adonis A's had a fast start to the year. They tailed off towards the end. Wrecking Crew, a team that we'd like to bust your chops of in terms of who they are. I started with you, Simon. Who do you have? Who keys in this game here?
I like Adonis A's. The Kazaka brothers are very, very talented. It's people that somehow we don't talk a lot about.
I talk about them incessantly. Literally, I've mentioned Michael Kazaka every episode.
What about his brother, though?
No, I refuse. No, he's like the black sheep of the family. No one likes him.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm making it up.
Yeah, I like the Kazaka brothers. I think Adonis A's is a better team than people give him credit for.
Also, do you know that they're brothers and not like cousins, or just people who have the same last name?
They could be cousins. I don't know. I just assumed.
Parents?
I don't know.
Like
No,
father,
I don't
son?
think they're brothers. No, they look like the same, similar age group. I think as a whole, Adonis A's is a tough outing when they play well. The thing is, that's not always a constant. It could be a tricky matchup. It could be a trap game. I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out.
I don't think trap game is the right word for it specifically,
Then
because
what is?
Wrecking Crew is the higher ranked team, Simon.
Yeah,
But-
it's a trap game for Wrecking Crew.
Oh, okay, my mistake. I understood it the opposite
No.
way. But so I will say, the thing about Wrecking Crew, the thing that infuriates me is, after now 3 seasons in FPF, coming from the Montreal Football League, they show their defense pre-snap. And I think they're going to have trouble, because Alexandre Lyle is a very good quarterback, and he's an aggressive quarterback, and he's the kind of guy who has a strong enough arm to pick apart the holes in the zone. So if they do that, they're going to find this playoff season difficult for them, and it may start as early as this game.
Stay away from Kevin Smuda.
Steph, your thoughts?
It might be a difficult playoff game, but is it going to be tougher to deal with than their finals loss when they went undefeated, right? They went undefeated, and then they lost in the final, and now they're looking to get back at that. And they added Kevin Smuda, who's just, you can't stop that guy from making a catch.
You can't.
And if he
so good.
if he drops the catch, it's probably because it hits off his knees, or else he makes every other possible catch.
No, he's got hands on his knees. You're wrong.
He's like, it's ridiculous, the skill level
told
of
me.
his
Yeah.
handset. And then there's Stephen Hariprasad, that as a quarterback, he looks nothing like a quarterback, right? He doesn't have the size and such, but he just finds ways to, like, make one move to get away from the rusher, And then after he sees
It's the same move also. It's awesome.
And it's always the same.
It's the hip duck.
always
It's
the
the hip
same.
duck every time.
That's it. Oh, the guy misses the
The
flag
hip duck
once.
and
that's
like
it.
and then slow spin.
Yeah.
Hip duck, slow spin,
Slow
throw
spin,
it downfield.
throws up to Cheyenne or Kevin Kusei also.
Also,
Is
they
al-
should bench Kevin Kusei.
They
If
should
they want,
bench Kevin Kusei.
if they want to win this game, they need to bench Kevin
That's
Kusei.
exactly what's gonna happen.
He is the
Prediction
heartbeat
right
of
So
that
far, by
team.
the way, in that analysis, Stefano Berardi continuing his streak, getting 3 names wrong. The only 3 names he mentioned: Kevin Smuda, Stephen Harpersad, and
Smuda.
Kevin Kusai. Are the
Smuda.
names.
Kusei.
Samuda. Well, listen, I pronounce it. People know who I'm talking about, so
Correct.
it's not like I'm butchering an entire word like Simone did before.
Correct.
That's
Also,
true.
no one knew what he was talking about.
Team Ethnic against Tough Lungs. Lungs, probably. Well, this is a rematch from many moons ago, but Tough Lungs had a tough end to the year in terms of how they finished off. They want to be a fast starting team here. They're explosive on offense, defense a little bit questionable. I ask you, Peeze, keys to this game.
I wasn't listening. Which game?
Tough Lungs against Team Ethnic.
The key against Tough Lungs has always been, will always be, forevermore. Can you stop Justin Lerner? It's
Nice.
funny because he plays with us in Division C and I forgot his name. But so, like Mo, who are they using to stop Lerner in this game?
Henry Dam, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Back to
That would
Charles.
probably be their option, but it's not a very good option. Because
Problem
that's-
is with Team Ethnic,
it's like a 2016 election.
yeah, they have a lot of guys on this roster, but who is eligible to play? And Jeremy Ledoux, I don't think he's going to cover him.
I mean, not like the thing is he's
What
a
about
difficult
David?
cover. Sorry.
What about David DeAndre?
That to
Beyond
me
that,
is the best that matchup. But the thing is, now the thing with Justin Lerner is not just his speed; it's his ability to make plays, in the air and go get the ball in the air and attack it at the highest point. So that's going to be difficult for them to. They're going to have to find a system that works against this offense, not just try and take him away, because that in itself won't work. They don't have the personnel to do it.
So to me in this game, the thing with, like you said, is I see it the other way around, where I could
Nice.
see David DeAndre be able to sort of take away Justin Lerner, and that's what Matthew Lerner is going to do really well. Is he's going to stop trying to force the ball to Justin. He's going to just go to the other guys, like just Darren. And the fact that David, who usually plays safety for them and is probably their best defender, is forced to play underneath on somebody, it's going to open up every deep ball for Tough Lungs. And at some point, after a few touchdowns, they're going to realize we can't do this defense because it doesn't work. And that's when Justin Lerner's going to come
Back
back.
to
But
Charles
you
maybe
say
can
like
run him.
you say that he can run, you can like run with him, but then like when Justin Lerner does like a somersault and the 360 in the air,
He does that
catches the ball with like just his pinky, somehow balances the tip of the ball in his pinky and brings it in
And kicks
for,
the cone
for a
towards the field.
touchdown and kicks the cone inwards, but it's called out at the one, but still
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Nothing you do there.
Back to Charles, your thoughts, your stuff.
See, look, they have Tough Lungs has Justin Lerner if he shut down, which is hard to do. They have Darren.
Just
And-
Darren.
Just Aaron.
Just
Say-
Darren.
It's his
Just
nickname.
Darren.
Just Darren?
Just
Okay.
Darren.
And then they have, I'm probably going to mispronounce their name again.
Nice. Let's do it.
That's why we call him
Let's
Just
do it.
Darren.
The brother, the Matty Menos.
Matty
brothers.
Menos, yes.
Matty Menos.
Very good.
Nice.
Those
That wasn't bad,
guys,
actually. That wasn't bad.
those guys
Can we get
are
applause.
like no, he's not paying attention, so it doesn't matter.
Zero production.
Now the
produced
Matty
your
Menos
coffee.
guy, the brothers, they go under the radar because when you think Justin Lerner, when you think of Tough Lungs, it's Matthew Lerner to Justin. And if Justin's not there, Matthew Lerner to Darren. But you always have that post route that works.
Just
for-
Aaron.
Just
Just
Darren. Okay, I'm not gonna keep remembering Just Darren.
You have to.
So you guys are
It's
gonna
his
have
name,
to
bro.
step in all the time. Just Darren.
Opposed to who?
Just Darren.
There we go.
All right. And the Matamenos brothers can also get that post in. And they're good on defense. They are defensive players. Peace hates
Yeah.
defense, but
Yeah.
they are defensive-minded players that make a difference.
All right, next game we have here, the team left for dead in Week 6, Longhorns, who will be undermanned this weekend. From speaking to those on the team,
Why?
I
Tell
guess
us, tell us.
What's the scoop?
from those I spoke to, they might be 7 players as opposed to their
But
regular 10.
Who are the guys?
Who's
They
missing?
specify who. Play a little gamesmanship here, John Moody. Against GLC, Green Lantern Corps, very good this year. We like them a lot. But could this be a trap game, Simone?
Yes, I like Longhorns, man. I think John Moody's having another great season. Their defense is very sketchy, but offensively they're solid. I think what's going to happen in this game is they're going to be able to keep up score for score with Green Lantern Corp. As long as Longhorns scores, I think they'll be better on converts than GLC is, and they might win. You know, one of those weird, like, you know how Longhorns have those weird moments once every moon that, once every blue moon?
What's every moon?
whatever.
Every night.
That
They
they
have this
managed to
moment.
score like 43 points, and you wonder where are these guys every week.
It's funny that you said 43 exactly. Mo, ask me the same question.
Is this a trap game?
No.
Perfect.
Good question though. So the thing is, I would have said in previous seasons because the Longhorns' ability to score, Green Lantern Corps will have a problem. Blah blah blah. Hyman Long, conservative. Blah blah blah. No, we are not seeing the conservative Hyman Long.
You're not.
He is balls out this season, and all of his balls are located in his right arm.
Is he playing for Amatari Sac? Because they love balls.
They do. They love Hyman Long though.
Nice.
They should probably recruit Hyman Long because he's a huge upgrade. Hyman Long has been great. He's been throwing the deep ball great. He always has had a great deep ball, just never used it as frequently. He legitimately has defenses afraid with his ability to attack downfield. Give me GLC. I love GLC this season.
Now, GLC is a team that is also unpredictable. I mean, Hyman Long has games that everything works out. And he finds Mendy and Previllon. And
Justin Previllon.
eh?
Justin, yeah.
Justin.
Previllon. And there's another guy, 00. I forgot what his name is, but him too. He's like they added him to the team, and he's made a big difference. And if Hyman could work with each of these receivers and make the most out of each opportunity and spread the ball, they're going to be in a better position to win this.
Okay, Baby Kangaroos coming off an awful loss to Touch by
Number
Atleti last
00,
week.
sorry, was.
Ricardo De Rosier.
There we go. Thank you. Yes, he's amazing.
Is he eligible for playoffs though?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's a huge upgrade.
Baby Kangaroos upset loss week 10.
Yeah, shocker to me.
They will have a chip on the shoulder against Sunday Touch Boys.
That was a great ending, by the
It
way.
was fantastic. I will ask you, Stefano,
Can you
any
but
hopes of an
describe
upset
the
again?
ending? It's an
Yeah.
audio medium. Let's do it. What happened?
Essentially, Touch by Angeletti, 5 plays to go in the game. Score with 1 play left. They go for the extra point, score the game-winning points with
Well,
no
even
plays
before that, though, they were down by, it was 8 or 7?
left. You're
with 5
right
plays
by
left?
7. They picked
7
off.
with 5 plays left.
Gordon Hogan picked off.
Eric
Marino threw
yeah,
it to Gordon Hogan.
he threw right at Gordon Hogan.
Picked him off.
Yeah, thank you for giving it context, Mo. It felt like I had to pull teeth.
Yeah. And that was it. Seth, your thoughts?
Now, see, the Baby Kangaroos have the connection between Mayorino. Is that wrong?
Eric.
No, that's good.
Eric. Okay, I'm going to go with Eric because it's simpler and it can't.
Hey, no
really mess
applause.
it up.
He's getting names right.
He doesn't pay attention to when I speak. It's okay. So Eric Mayorino and Joey Taylor. Okay. Joey Taylor makes me like. He's another guy.
Taylor.
that's
Joey Taylor.
Joey Taylor.
Tay-Tays. Joey Tay-Tays.
Taylor. Okay. I'm pretty
Don't
sure
judge,
he's
brother.
gonna have a disagreement with that. Taylor. No, you
Joey
don't know.
Tay-Tays.
He doesn't decide his own name.
Well, he decides
true.
to support Ocho Cinco. So makes choices too.
He's also
But,
a Dolphins fan.
He is just unpredictable. Like he could have games that he pisses off the opposing defense so badly that it just throws them off their game entirely, and it wouldn't take much because he just has snarky comments that just pinch a nerve, and it just gets the opposing defense off their game, and then he just takes advantage of that. And if they could manage to do that, they'll be good.
So, like, Baby Kangaroos week 10 loss, I don't think it matters. Like, they are far and above the best team in division.
It's also better that they lose now,
I
sort of
don't
thing.
think
Like,
it
you know,
matters.
the
Every
whole
week
like,
is its own game.
undefeated.
Well, you know, week 10 wins is much
yeah,
more important than
like
week 1
Wrecking.
win, right?
True.
Peeze?
So, actually, so that loss actually was 4 losses.
Yes, exactly.
They're the 5 seed.
Exactly. Perfect.
They're five.
so-
They're 5 now.
Baby Kangaroos, honestly, it's what we know about this group of teams. That system is very difficult to disrupt. You need to be willing to do the things to disrupt. Will Sunday Touch Boys disrupt the routes? Will they disrupt the timing? Will they step in to incoming routes and take away the first reads and allow their rusher to be able to make a play? I don't know.
Honestly, to me, Baby Kangaroos is more. Their defense is more dangerous than their offense in my book. We all know how good their offense could be with that system, but their defense has not a lot of points this season altogether.
Correct.
They're a very strong defense. We talk about Eric's very strong play all season, but if Sunday Touch Boys can put up more than 12 points, they're not. Like, there's also that, right?
Mhm.
Like, we know they're going to score, but if they can't score back, that's why Baby Kangaroos is so successful.
Correct.
Thunder Buddies against Touched by Angeletti. Angeletti, big emotional win, as we said before with GM and I. Gents, is this all about Gordon Hogan, or is this a team effort that can come through for them against Thunder Buddies?
Definitely a team effort. Shane Feinberg is a guy who's learning on the fly, so there are games that don't go the way he'd like it to. However, having Gordon Hogan in the game, look, you need your star players to win games, especially playoffs. So Gordon Hogan got hurt, and it really hurt them. But luckily, he's healthy now, and if not 100%, I would imagine he's close to 100% because he's been back for a couple of weeks. That's who Thunder Buddies will need to key in on both sides of the ball.
Steph?
Yeah, so Gordon Hogan is going to come up. He's going to have to come up huge. In the games I've watched them play when he was healthy, it just seemed like the ball would always used to find him instead of the receivers that they were intended for. Now, I don't know why that is, but if he can gather his defense, I'm considering him the defensive captain of that team. I might be wrong.
Sure.
But, like, he's safety.
Or make things up.
Or his safety, you know, he's always in the right spot. And Brad Evans is like, he's changed his style. And he's not much of a deep ball guy, Brad Evans, unless he really needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if they could get Gordon out of the safety spot and then go for the deep ball when they don't have him as a threat, Thunder Buddies have the edge, but it's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be a good matchup.
I think a lot of it will depend on game script too. So like if Touchdown and Angeletti go up 2 scores and forces Brad Evans to like have to take shots, then that lead will grow. That lead will grow, and it won't be in favor of Thunder Buddies.
Yeah, to me, this game is a lot more on Shane Feinberg than anybody else.
Agreed.
When he plays well and he's able to spread the ball and uses guys like Mike Knob, not just Gordon Hogan, we know how good he is, but when he's able to use like guys like Mike Knob, like Angeletti, who was named after the team. There's the team named after him, not the other way around.
But he's a little touched, as
Yeah,
Shane
definitely.
Feinberg has said in his own interview.
But to me, that team, it starts with their quarterback ability. If he's able to play and spread the ball well and reads the field rather than just take shots deep at Gordon Hogan over and over, that's when they're very successful. When he forces it down the sideline, hoping that it's going to get there, and he goes in the hero mode, that's when they crumble. And I think against a team like touched by Thunder Buddies, there's a solid chance he's able to pick that defense apart and score 6-7 touchdowns.
Shane Feinberg said he's gone downhill since his appearance on this podcast. Right, Division D1. Gotham Knights against Diablos. Knights upset loss to Green Hornets on the last play on Wednesday night in St. Laurent. They had a whole NFL Films crew watching them doing a whole behind-the-scenes thing here. Gotham Knights, Diablos. Is this the most even matchup here, Simon?
This is a very, very fun matchup. I like what Gotham Knights do offensively. Chris Rivera has a very unorthodox offense. He runs plays that nobody's ever seen before, and I used to remember the Chris Rivera scrambling to one side, adjusting his glasses after every single pass. It's like a shocker to me, but he runs different offense, and defense don't really understand what's really happening till the game's over, and that's what I find that Gotham Knights do really, really well. Their defense is good. They make plays. They'll get 1 or 2 stops. And offensively, if there's 5 plays left, I take Gotham Knights to score every time.
Now, but the thing is, like, if we look in the last few weeks, they lost to Green Hornets, they lost to Diablos, they beat Montreal Freshmen, they beat Takeover, so a very uneven end to the season. But in each of those games, Gotham Knights scored 25 points or greater. And I think a lot of that is, yes, Chris Rivera, unorthodox, but he's actually changed his style, and he's using the data that people have on him to his benefit. People know him as a guy who's not going to take a lot of chances and sort of scrambles. He's instead had plays where, yes, he does do that, but then he has plays where it's 1st and 10, bam, taking a shot downfield.
I like
And,
it.
and he's taking shots on early downs, which really helps him. However, this is not the game to do it. Because, and now it depends who's there for Diablos. If Alexis Gaumont was there, is he a playoff eligible, Jim?
I believe so, yes. Let me just confirm.
If he's there, and they have Georges Livoyer, and they have Gab Wiseman, and
Gaumont is indeed playoff eligible.
Yeah, so if those 3 are there, it's going to be very, or JD Jolly as well. Like it's going to be a hard defense to take shots against. He's going to have to go back to that more disciplined style and really, again, play to that. Let's play for those last five plays.
Yeah, play a slow, grindy game. Make it like it's 24-25. We have the ball with 5 plays left. If we score, we win.
Correct.
Steph, your thoughts quickly.
You're talking about Alexis Gaumont, JD Jolly, and all those guys on the defensive side, but what about what they could do on offense? Because on offense, I don't know what it is, but Frank Martin, him and Alexis Gaumont, they connect 40 yards all the time. It just happens.
Nobody can run with Alexis Gaumont.
Alexis Gaumont, and then he had Gab Wiseman, that's his middle guy. that he's just always there and he's open. He finds ways to make plays, and then you have JD Jolly that's all around. So if he
Just not back of the end zone last play of the game. He'll jump.
No, yeah.
I mean, like, okay,
Questionable.
sometimes it happens, but he has many weapons at his disposal, and it depends if he uses each of them, and instead of focusing entirely on one, they have a very strong chance. But this is a very good matchup.
All right, Super Saiyans, who I've been much critical of this year, taking on Smoking A's. Super Saiyans have had their ups, bulk of them, but they've had some games where they played down to competition. I'll start with you, Stefano. Is Super Saiyans in that trap mode where they might play down to Smoking A's in this matchup?
They are usually in that trap mode that they underestimate their opponents. But Jordan Allard, he's at a quarterback position. He uses his legs. Like, I feel like he always tries to get a rushing touchdown at least once a game. But like, if he realizes that he can't always run, he's got the threats. He's got Rich Humes, he's got Jared Gallon, he has even Dylan Segal. These guys. They are very strong players, and they always.
I do love though. I do love after you say
The question
every
mark.
name. You're like, look at me like,
approval.
okay.
Segal?
Segall.
Seagull.
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 No, Steven Seagal.
Seagal. You have to say all. You see, Mo, I'm right. So stop.
Segal? Segal?
I'm right.
Where's the applause? Do your job.
You wouldn't hear it anyways.
I can hear it now.
And yeah, so if they don't downplay their opponent, Super Saiyans could back up their talk of the season that they have been felt like they were always targeted.
You see, Mo, he's right. What's up? That's the best line of the day. Super Saiyans, I like it. I like what they do. I don't think they're going to blow teams out. I think they're going to keep every single game close, which is also what Smoking A's do really well. I think it's a very even matchup. It should be a very good game. Smoking A's are not as dominant as they were in previous seasons, simply due to the fact that they sort of moved up. Super Saiyans, there's something there. They have the size. It's going to be a tough matchup for Smoking A's, but I think both teams will be able to score 4 touchdowns.
Smoking A's is one of the tougher playoff teams to play against. They play a very aggressive style on defense, and on offense, they are very much a ball control offense. So they will try and limit possessions. So if Jordan Allard scores early, the game will play to their favor. If it doesn't, then it'll just fall apart.
All right.
Nimrod says that Allard is a phenomenal player, great athlete, great matchup.
Great insights. Okay, Brotherhood against BD Bandits now. Can the Brotherhood survive with... Could they survive going with 50% Jamal Gittins, or should they go with a different option at quarterback?
Why do you keep trying to replace Jamal Gittins?
Well, he's hurt.
He's hurt.
He's hurt,
he's
man.
hurt? Okay.
He's badly hurt.
I didn't
So
know
the
that.
question is, do you go with the injured
No.
Jamal Gittins, or do you go with a healthy quarterback that's unproven at this point in Peeze?
Well, what's hurt?
Do they have another
What
option?
what part of his
Lower
body?
body.
So he
That's
can't
all.
have
That's all he told us.
sex?
Lower body.
So you can't have sex?
I don't know about
Well,
that.
if you can't have sex before your playoff game, you shouldn't play. It's
Fair.
like a racehorse.
No,
you,
but
you need to clear
no,
it
it's
up.
not just that. There's more priorities, man.
Yes.
Yeah, correct, exactly. That hurts. That hurts them, to be honest. So is it Kwesi Gordon-Wall playing quarterback?
Does he have enough game played?
Do you trust Kwesi Gordon-Wall at quarterback if he's
No,
if he's
Kwesi
eligible?
doesn't have enough games played. It'll probably be Ryan Dobbs-Garnett, I guess, or
Who can? Who
or
has enough-
Abdul Pierre.
Oh God, this is not
That
really.
sound like very promising.
I
Yeah,
think-
this is not convincing
I
stuff
think
here.
Jamal's going to play regardless, but he's going to be limited. He might not play defense. He might just play offense.
That's gonna hurt them as well.
But then if Jamal's style requires him to move around a little bit, which he won't be able to do, I think Brotherhood's on 100%. I think it's going to be a difficult matchup due to the fact that they lose their best player. He's limited offensively. He can't play defense. It's going to be a tough one unless he's able to pull one out and is able to run
if
decently.
he can't play defense, Corey Wawowski likely will be able to pick apart this defense because as much as like Brotherhood, they're not built as a particular deep team. They're built as a team where guys play specific roles. And once guys aren't there to fill that role, that's where the shortcomings of the roster become apparent.
Thoughts here, Steph?
See, dealing with injuries is never easy. Now, dealing
Thanks,
with
Steph.
It's
injuries...
real cliche over
You
there.
know what?
Yeah, never easy
I
at all,
gotta
like-
say a
Give him a
cliche.
boo, give him a
because,
boo.
I got boos, I got claps. It's just all over the place. Anyways. Considering that it's the quarterback that's also playing injured, it just makes things so much worse, obviously. And it's gonna affect them because I know Jamal as more of a stronger defensive player than a quarterback, but he's been doing good at quarterback. But I'm just saying, when I know him, it's as a defensive player or a receiver. But if he's gotten the job done, but to get it done at 50%, it's tough, and it's probably going to backfire. He's probably going to have to go against what it takes to injure him more, and that's probably going to play impact during the game.
The thing is, they'll need Jamal Gibbs defensively to not get mossed by this BD Bandits who like to, Corey, as you mentioned, like to take shot deep, like to test defenses out. Without Jamal, they're going to be in for a tough time.
All right, half stars against Fun Boys. Half stars love their stats. Fun Boys like to have fun. Scott Moronovich, Andrew Langbert.
But like Fun Boys rarely look like they're actually having fun.
No, they have
this season a bit more.
We have a write-in.
Yes.
Nimrod Jankowski didn't know
great.
Gittins was hurt. Wishing a speedy recovery. He's another great player. Without him at QB, they're going to be an underdog against the Bandits.
He mossed him a couple of times. All right, so we look at Fun Boys.
Way to encourage people to write into
No,
the show,
seriously.
Mo.
Yes.
Right in so we can make fun of you.
Fun Boys.
So Mo can make fun of you.
They've
Yeah,
had their
that's
ups
it.
and downs with their offense. Is this going to be a high-scoring game? And if so, does this benefit half stars, or do the Fun Boys need to make this a low-scoring affair, Simo?
I watched their Fun Boys game week 10 against All Looks. From the first snap, I said that there's no chance Fun Boys wins this game, and they brought it down to the last play of the game, they almost tied. It was a great game. Fun Boys sort of got away with a few missed tackles left and right, but overall, they played really well. If they're able to do similar things, where they're able to use underneath patterns and break one or two tackles, this is where Fun Boys really succeed. Is they frustrate whoever they're playing against because they don't do anything flashy and crazy. They don't use 40 bombs. It's just Scott Moranowitz running in the backfield, breaking the rusher, running up for 20 yards because he's fast, and then hitting a 5-yard hook into a 15-yard pass.
But I would say the same thing, Simo, of half a stars. When you see Andrew Langbert, when you see what that offense likes to do,
100%.
and on the first drive, you're like, we got this. This game.
But who's going to stay disciplined enough to not get frustrated and then go into the second half with the mentality of one player screaming at the others, come on, guys, it's easy to tackle. You should be able to do it. Seeing like a rusher getting frustrated because these guys are missing tackles.
We'll figure that out when we make our picks.
Steph, your thoughts?
You see, now the thing with Andrew Langbert is he's playing with Mountain Lions as well, right?
Yes.
Correct.
That's correct.
If Mountain Lions are playing before half a stars and he has a bad game there, he's just shaken for the rest
Carries
of the
over.
and it carries over, and he's not able.
Well, this game is at 6, so
So
it's
doubtful.
unlikely that he's
Well,
playing
people
before.
start at 5. I mean,
Correct. But I'm saying in all likelihood.
yeah, in all likelihood,
I'm
he's
trying to
we
buy
could-
time, but I
could
don't
look
think we're
it
gonna get the. I don't think we get the. I have another page open ready for the next topic.
So yeah, if okay, this sense whatever, but if he doesn't, if he can never get over a bad play. If he throws an interception and it's not at all his fault, like let's say he took a crazy deflection or something, he would still be super pissed at himself, and it would just drag throughout the game. So unless he's able to come back from diversity in some sense, he.
Oh, do you see diversity?
Yeah.
Adversity.
Listen. It's
There you
2018.
go.
Let's not
I
try to
figured it
come back
sounded
from
wrong.
diversity. Diversity's okay.
Adversity. I sounded wrong. That's
the-
why I was looking. I'm like, I'm probably wrong.
There's
but
this
okay.
what Andrew,
that's what
like
it
you
is.
said, that's what also makes him a very good DB. Is he plays like his heart on his sleeve, and he plays when he makes a mistake, he's not going to make it twice, and he's going to make you pay for it. Problem is, as a quarterback, when you do the same sort of mentality and you play that way, that's when you make key mistakes. That's when you try to make it happen the second time around, and the play's still not there, and then you're costing your team drives.
Show me a TD's comeback season. Could be a very fun game. I like both teams' style of offense here. Peeze, I ask you this question. I know you know Show Me TD's very well, but do they have enough horsepower to beat comeback season?
I don't think it takes horsepower, to be honest. There's something up with comeback season. Without going too much into this past week's game, we played them this week. We were 5 players in the first half. We shut them out 16-0 with 5 players, and I was one of the 5 players on defense.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
you're a good DB.
I get that, but there's things to take advantage of my lack of mobility and advanced age.
No, you didn't say no.
Um,
You're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I am what I am. No, the thing is, like what the strength of Mike Adona is the ability to read a defense. He doesn't always necessarily have all the physical tools to dominate a game. He has a team I feel that's well built for him this time around as compared to past seasons. where he may have had more talent, but it's not the right kind of players that fit his system. This time around, I believe they fit his system. And where Mike Adana is strong is his ability to read a defense and know where to take advantage. Where Khalil Kerr is weak is exactly that. So if Nicolani plays, Nicolani will give Khalil Kerr a hard time. If they don't have somebody else to rush him, I would say get your next fastest guy, whether it's Adam Parasuco, whether it's Anthony Adana. That's the guy who then needs to rush Khalil Kerr because that's more important than who you have in coverage.
I think similarly to what you're saying, I think it's going to come down to matchups across the board. If they have like one guy who's clearly winning every single matchup, they're going to abuse it. Khalil Kerr needs somebody to just win matchups. He's going to depend a lot on as anywhere else. He's going to depend a lot on.
Just say a word. Rainbows.
Rainbows. Yes.
Good.
So I believe that if they're able to win a few matchups across the board, they should be able to build on that. Defensively, similar things. I think Khalil Kerr is a great matchup against Anthony Adana. But like you said, Mike Adana is smart enough to know that his brother is covered and not go there anymore. If he's stubborn...
He also has
he's
another
gonna
brother, so Daniel Adana might be sad right now. Well, he's actually hurt, so he won't be playing towards ACL.
So
again,
yes, he is sad.
He is sad, yeah.
Sorry,
It's your
Daniel.
fault. It's your fault he tore
Steph,
his
your
ACL.
thoughts here.
What?
See, now it's comeback season. Comeback season. The games I've seen them, they put up over 50 points.
Sounds about right.
Okay, but then after I look at their performance, I'm not saying that the whole season depends on this performance last week, but if they can't get their offense going, Mike Adana is going to be able to. Is Mike Adana playing QB, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's going to be able to spread the ball because he's got some solid players. He has Alex David. He has Mathieu Hull. He has one of his brothers, apparently. Anthony Adana. So if and Parasuco just goes like under the radar. He's usually like
And he's fast.
he's usually the fourth read, which is a shame, but if it comes down to the fourth read, he's usually open and he has the end zone in his sight.
The other thing
So
is,
that's what it's going to be.
The other thing is, Stefano, to your point is, like I'm convinced that if Show Me Your TDs win the game, if Show Me Your TDs lose the game, it won't be because of the performance at quarterback by Mike Adana. If comeback season lose the game, it will be because of the performance at quarterback of Khalil Kerr. This game absolutely rests on the laurels of Khalil Kerr for comeback season, and for Show Me Your TDs, it's whether or not they can stop Khalil Kerr.
Okay, so here's the game coming up here. Homo sapiens against Supply and Command.
Homo
Let's
sapiens.
go, homos.
Gentlemen.
I am friends with Laurier.
You cannot.
You are. Just, not that night because
Gents,
you can be two people.
you can't make the pick or analysis.
I will.
Steph,
Supply and Command, 78 points.
Solid.
So Frank Delorier, in both the co-ed and in this division, his quarterback play has been outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he continues that, it'll probably be the outcome of the game, right? Supply and Command, they have the players, but they are also unsure who their quarterback is going to be. If it's going to be either John or Peeze. Either way, that's going to question.
Better off with John.
They are better off with John. That's no doubt about that.
Oh.
But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is they have that element of surprise going into their matchup. Now, but if Frank Delorier just puts that aside and he doesn't care who the opposing quarterback is and he just does his thing, Homo sapiens are probably going to be on top of that.
All right, gents. No analysis. No talk from you boys. None. Can't be any jibber jabber. Nothing. Because
You're trash.
nothing.
Nothing
No
will
jibber
stop me from talking trash, Mo.
I know. Next game, Ice Up against
I
Texas.
thought he was going to lead into something like
You
that.
better ice up.
Okay.
So you
This
got
game's over and hasn't started yet.
you got two exciting quarterbacks playing this football game here. Is this the worst matchup possible for Texas for Ice Up against Texas Bearmans?
I think so. I saw it and I said, you know what? This one isn't a given. One of the things that Texas Bearmans can do is deal with the size on
Jordan McInnes.
on Jordan McInnes. So, like, I like Jalen Granderson guarding Jordan McInnes. I like that, especially deep balls back of the end zone. That's the thing that Jalen Granderson does best. So it'll be up to Jack Sirgadis to see whether or not he can find other avenues to win this game.
Yes, I agree. I think it's a tough matchup. ISUP is a phenomenal team. I think it's just a tough matchup for them because of what you said. They rely a lot on those deep balls. He loves those 40 bombs. He loves
Jump
to just
balls and
put it up and let players make plays. Problem is, Texas Bearmans is also what they defend the best. If you're running underneath patterns, they make mistakes, they miss tackles, and
they line up deep.
yeah, and they get like angry at each other. But when you're throwing it up and you're letting players go up for balls, that's when they come down with it. Jalen Granderson is a phenomenal athlete, and he's going to be able to shut down Jordan McInnes on pretty much every pattern. Now, are we going to be able to see ISUP use other receivers and have throw 6 to 7 touchdowns to other guys? I don't know. We'll see.
Steph?
Jalen Granderson's probably the best matchup against McInnes because McInnes just his size is tough to deal with. He's a big dude. He makes me look small.
Yeah.
Again, that's saying a lot. He makes me look small. I wouldn't want to mess with that guy if I just ran into him on the street because he's a beast. But they have Jalen that's also he has the height advantage, Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
So the jump balls will probably be in Jalen's favor. But that doesn't stop Zergotis from
Jack.
It's a Greek name you're allowed.
It is. It's okay. From
Greek
targeting one of the Marini brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Because those guys are also solid options on that offense. You got Mickey, who's like all around, and you have his brother that's just like the 5-yard guy. That's
Max.
Just like Max Marini. That's usually like a short play guy that's just, if Zach, I'm going to go Jack. I said Zach. He's Jack.
One job.
That's okay. My job is tough. Jack, if he needs to like safety blanket, Max Marini is the best guy for that. So
He's good at cuddling, right?
Eh?
Because he's good at cuddling.
Okay.
He seems that way.
I don't know.
Got it.
But either
Makes
way,
sense.
I feel
Not
like
dead.
he's going to be able to get over the matchup between Jalen and McInnes.
All right, last game, All Hooks against the Sheriff.
So last time they played, Nicholas Schaefer was quarterback. Thomas Couture destroyed Louis Bégin. 3 sacks, forced 4 interceptions.
Yeesh.
So like how does my question to you guys, Mo included, I guess,
Question time.
is how does Louis Bégin overcome this given the fact that he's definitely a run first quarterback?
It doesn't.
You
Okay.
won't be able to.
Nope.
That's the main thing is you won't be able to overcome it because, like you said, he's a beat the rusher first quarterback. Not necessarily run first.
Yeah, sorry,
Just beat the
yes.
rusher first. And he's not. The problem is when Thomas Couture faces quarterbacks like that, that's when he performs excessively well. Is he doesn't miss a lot of flags. Yes, same word. He doesn't miss a lot of flags, and he gets those 10, 12, 15-yard sacks, and that's what's going to kill them.
Yeah,
he's going to try. He's going. The Sheriff's going to be forced to air it out. They don't have the players to do that.
Because my concern is not even like interception or whatever, but let's say like, well, this will lead to interceptions rather, but like the sack will come on like first or second down, and now it's like, for example, 2nd and 26,
Yeah.
or like 3rd and 18, and that's not the distance that Louis Bégin excels at.
The way I see it breaking down is they're going to go on the like an easy pattern underneath on first down just to move up, So 1st and 10, 2nd and 5. Then he takes the big sack because the play call was not there. Now you're looking at 3rd and 17, 3rd and 19. If he tries to run, all looks are too quick to let him run for 20 yards. And then you're stuck at 4th and 15, and they don't have the players to win those matchups. And on the other side, all looks, offensively, they're going to score in every drive.
If I can quote another host, Scott Rogowski, for Cumero Numero Duo, Jeremy White, 4 touchdowns in the last time they played. Stefano, I'll start with you. How do they stop that from happening again?
See, the thing with
Because I don't have answers, so that's why I'm asking you guys.
See, the thing with Jeremy White is that he's a deep threat guy. Okay, he's got the speed. He can also make some plays with his legs. So the 2 main focuses of his routes are basically 10 yards slants, let's just say, and the deep post. Now, I don't know who the Sheriff is going to choose to put on Jeremy, but that's going to be a huge decision to make. Because if it's not Jeremy, it's going to be another player like Thomas Couture. He also plays well.
But the offense starts, like you said, the offense
is going to take over because the matchups, I feel, in my opinion, are just not there. And if Louis Bégin can't do anything, because it's going to be tough for him with Thomas Couture rushing him, because Thomas Couture is an incredible rusher. His speed is ridiculous. And Louis Bégin loves using his legs. He loves running 12 yards back and then left to right and all that. But Thomas Couture doesn't get tired. He just follows him. He
Doesn't
follows
care.
him and then just throws off
Man,
everything.
to be
He's like,
young,
you can't make
bro.
anything.
It's 2 a.m.
To be young, you gotta
It's
love
2
it.
a.m. on a Tuesday. He's still
He's
running.
smashing Red Bull.
He's still running.
Exactly. So that's going to be a huge factor. The matchups are going to be huge in this game.
All right, it's now time for picks here. Straight up picks, guys. We made the analysis. Here we go. GM with Div D2 first.
I have to bring it up.
Okay,
It's coming.
no problem.
It's
coming.
Dream Breakers, Vic in a box.
Vic in the box.
Vic.
They're going to
VIB.
Ball So Hard You, Voodoo.
Voodoo.
Ball so hard.
Also
Voodoo.
hard's going to come up.
Voodoo.
Cheat Code, Grabouge.
Cheat code.
Cheat code.
Cheat code.
Chico.
Nice try.
Wrecking Crew, Adonis A's.
Wrecking Crew.
Adonis A's.
Wrecking Crew.
I got Wrecking Crew.
Team Ethnic, Tough Lungs.
Lungs.
Tough lungs.
Lungs.
Tough lungs.
GLC, Longhorns.
GLC.
GLC 's
Close
good.
one.
Give me the horns, man.
GLC.
Baby Kangaroos, Sunday Touch Boys.
Kangaroos.
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 Thunder Buddies, Touched by an Angeletti.
Angeletti.
Yes, sir.
Touch me, baby.
Thunder Buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like being touched.
Bandwagon. No, him. Not you. I don't
Gotham
care.
Knights, Diablos.
Gotham
Knights.
Gotham Knights.
Diablos.
Diablos.
Super Saiyans, Smoking Axolots.
Saiyans.
Super Saiyan.
Smoking axles.
Super Saiyan.
The Brotherhood, Beady Bandits.
Bandits.
BD Bandits.
With the injury bandits.
Yes.
Half a Stars, Fun Boys.
Half stars.
Fun Boys.
Not full of stars. Half a stars.
Fun boys.
Show Me Your TDs, Comeback Season.
This is a close one. I can go show me your TDs.
Show me your TDs as well.
Comeback season.
Monty tits.
Homo Sapiens, Supply and Command.
You guys
Flying
give me-
command, 78 points.
Who you
Homo
got?
sapiens.
I got supply and command.
I got the Sapiens.
Ice Up,
I can't-
Texas
I can't
Bearmans.
see anything.
Sorry.
I think
Ice up.
I think if Ice Up
Ice
wins
Up.
this game,
the
they'll
pick.
win the championship. So I want to win the championship. So Texas
Give
Bearmans.
me ice up.
Ice up.
Ice up.
Ice up, son.
All Hooks, The Sheriff.
All hooks.
All hooks.
All hooks all day.
Magical words, please.
I forgot the one I was gonna say, so just do it.
Good night, Croatia.
Oh, that was a good one.
Stefano is now on the bandwagon for Thunder Buddies. Book it. It's done.
What?
You're gonna be stuck going to that game and cheering for them.
You should show up in a Hawaiian shirt.
Wear purple one shirt. They wear purple, no?
Are they purple? I
Yeah.
can't see purple. It's
Really?
It's a conspiracy.
One job.
No.
See colors.
Because it's blue or pink. Pick a side.